let's begin. I'm very chaotic. Peace and serenity and calmness that we all want to have. Working out. I'm still out of breath. We're done.
It's game time and I'm up one. Name something I ain't done. Name a body that's my type. Air Jordan, I'll take flight. I'm next level, I'm rich.
To our winner, Julia Rene.
Morning, buff babes and bros, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Julia Rene, and I'm an IFBB Wellness Pro, and I want to welcome you to my Monarch series. Basically, this series is 3 months of transformation with the mind, body, and spirit. And this month we are on body. So I figured that I would walk you guys through the type of meditation that I do. So a lot of people don't try, I am one as well, don't try to do meditation because they think that they need to be good at it and they think that they can't have any thoughts in order to do meditation, and that's just not the truth. It's really just about being the thinker of your thoughts, noticing when these thoughts are popping up, and then having a way to bring yourself back down to almost like a peaceful state so that you can get into the state in which you are meditating. So I hope that this can actually help you guys in trying it without knocking it, because I did for such a long time, because you guys know me, I'm very chaotic. And it's hard for me to settle my mind, and I think that a lot of people are like that these days. So this has been super beneficial to me. I personally like to do it in the morning, but you can use it whenever you would like to. I like doing it in the morning because it kind of gives me that bolt of energy. A lot of people also like doing it midday when they're feeling like tired and sleepy. Ironically, it gives them more energy so that they can go throughout their day. So I'm gonna walk you guys through how I do it, and hopefully it'll be a little simpler for you. And then we'll get into a quick at-home ab workout. Okay, so first what you're going to want to do, this is called Transcendental meditation. So I personally like this one just because it's simple and easy for me, because it's mantra based. So basically I'm reading from this little thing that I have right here that you'll be able to download in the description so that you can follow along with it if you're a little bit more visual and you want to see it like right on paper. But basically the reason that this one helps me so much is because it has a mantra, and the mantras are in Sanskrit, which is basically, the mantra is a mind vehicle, so it literally acts as a vehicle to calm your brain into the alpha state, which is that state of like peace and serenity and calmness that we all want to have but seem hard to get. So the mantras that you can choose from, and basically the way that I choose it is just what I am feeling within that day. So the first one is Ahem, which is I am. The next one is Swaha, which is I surrender. The next one is Satya, which is truth. Hirim is meaning, and Shaima, I might be saying that one wrong, is source. So I would just feel which one is speaking to you. For me lately, Satya, which is truth, has been speaking to me. So this is the one that you are going to be saying over and over while you're meditating. And basically what it does is bring you out of all of the thoughts and bring you back down to that mantra. So what's going to happen, and you'll notice, is that you'll be sitting there and you'll be meditating, and thoughts about work, thoughts about your family, your dog, what you have to do next are gonna pop up, and that's completely normal. And all you have to do is bring it back down to your mantra. So for example, thoughts are coming up about what you have to do next with work, and you just say your mantra, whatever it might be, Satya, Satya, say it again, and it'll bring you back down to not thinking about all of the stuff that's going on around you, just your mantra. Now, you're gonna want to find a comfy seat that has no backrest. so that your head doesn't fall on it and then you end up falling asleep. So something like this is super easy. Also, you can sit in your car and you do it. Sometimes what I like to do is like immediately when I wake up in the morning, I'll sit up in my bed and have my back against the bed rest, and I'll do right there, so nothing to where my head will bobble back and I'll fall asleep. Now, let's begin. Sit in your location with your eyes closed for about 30 seconds. Then pick up your mantra as a faint whisper in your mind. Repeat your mantra in your head until you enter the alpha state or a thought starts arising. Once you're aware that you were thinking, pick the mantra back up and cycle through for about 15 minutes. During this time, thoughts will start to pop in your head, and that's perfectly okay. The brain thinks involuntarily as the heart beats involuntarily. Just return to your mantra. I encourage you to not set an alarm to wake you up, because alarms can be, well, alarming. And coming out of a deep meditation into an alarm can cause disorientation, blood pressure spike, headache. So it might be a little hard to start for a full 15 minutes at first, but I would just try to do as much as you can. Wasn't that just relaxing? So for me, I noticed when I was getting into the state and getting a little bit more comfortable, I was thinking about, oh, I have to go and do this. I have to go work out. I have to edit this video. I have to do this. And then immediately I would just say my mantra and I would just go back. One thing that I always like to say is that when the thoughts are going up in your head, like our brain is doing its job. That's what its job. Its job is to think, and it's to remind us of all of the things. But imagine the thoughts as clouds. You don't get mad at the clouds for passing by. So why are you gonna get mad at your thoughts for just passing by? That's what they do. So really, this is just bringing you to the awareness of the things that you are thinking, the things that you are worrying about, and how can you just bring it back to your mantra. This is why I find this way so much easier, especially for someone like me. And then there's 2 additional things that you can add to that if you would like to, and I'll explain. Visualize drawing all the energy surrounding you into your heart. Once you feel the energy, say the intention that will serve you best. This can be in areas like your personal growth, your intentions for others, a specific intention for a behavior, or your life's purpose. Once you have clearly aligned your intention in your heart, I want you to imagine the energy within you expanding across the world. I like to use my favorite color, which is orange. And I use this as a visual representation of my energy. Start small with your home, then the city, the state, the country, then all around the world. You have now extended your loving energy throughout the world. And then the last addition that you can do has been my absolute favorite. I do this one not only when I am meditating, but also like when I'm on the Stairmaster or I'm doing something that's very difficult that is going to eventually push me to my goal, and that's visualizing with gratitude. You guys know that we have done this. I've talked about it a lot on my channel and how important it is to do, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can do this within meditation. Visualize a scene that you'd like to manifest into your reality. This can be in areas like your vision becoming a reality, a goal that you have set that you want to achieve, an interaction with a loved one, maybe even a big meeting or presentation coming up. What does the scene look like, feel like, smell like, and sound like? Once you've clearly visualized the scene in the most positive and uplifting manner, feel gratitude for the experience as if it's already happened. Doing this will guide your daily actions to align with this goal and increase your productivity to achieve it. So for me, the visualization that I usually go through, especially at this time in my life, the biggest goal that I have for myself is going to the Olympia stage, you guys know. So what I do in those moments is I literally visualize myself on the Olympia stage, looking exactly how I want to. I'm wearing the suit that I want. My hair is done perfectly. I'm posing the best that I absolutely can. And I can see it, I can hear it, I can smell it. Like all of the senses are coming into it. And it's just crazy because I literally have a perfect example of me doing this. So if you guys watch my channel a lot, you see the intro that I do. And at the intro, it says, it's like the song, and then it says, and your new IFBB Pro, Julia Rene. So the story actually behind that, and the reason that I keep that on my intro and probably always will, is because when I was going for my pro card, I did this practice so much and I visualized me getting my pro card, exactly how it would look, how it would sound, and I was grateful that it was already mine because I knew that it was going to be mine. I just didn't know when, I didn't know how, I just knew and I felt that this was something that was going to be mine. And when I would do these visualizations, I would visualize exactly how it would look, how it would feel, and I would imagine the sound of the announcer saying, "And your new IFBB Pro, Julia Rene." And what's crazy is the first national show that I did to try and get my pro card, the announcer that was at that show wasn't the announcer that I was hearing in my head. I knew the specific announcer that I was going to hear when I got my pro card. So that's when the first show I didn't get my pro card, and yes, I was upset, and it was like, but it was supposed to happen that way, because then 2 weeks later, I went to try and get my pro card again, and I got my pro card and I got first, and I heard that exact announcer that I've been hearing in my visualizations, that I had been expressing gratitude for, saying, "And your new IFBB Pro, Julia Rene." So like this stuff, like it's real, just putting out into the universe, to God, whatever it is, the things that you want, the things that your heart desires, has a incredible impact. Just as well as if you put negative out there, you're gonna get negative back. If you put positive out there, you're going to get positive back. So now we're going to move on to something completely different, which is actually working out. Okay guys, so if you're like me, you hate training abs. Like I honestly just don't like doing it, and it's something that I always forget to do. So I am going to start doing some more abs at home, because to me, it's a little bit easier for me to just do them at home, like whenever I want to, versus remembering to do them like after a workout or whatever. So on here, we're gonna do 45 seconds on and then 15-second rest between each exercise, and I'll have it pop up on the screen for you as well. And that's going to be it. It'll be a total of 8 minutes. So let's get started with some Russian twists. We're moving into Russian twists for 45 seconds. These are going to target your obliques. You're going to have your knees slightly bent and lifted off the floor. You're going to want to rotate left and right at your trunk, slightly dropping your knees to the opposite side. This is great for targeting your obliques, and if this is too easy for you, you can add a medicine ball or anything that has weight, maybe even like your dog, to make it a little bit more challenging. Next, we have walking planks for 45 seconds. Start in your full plank position with your hands directly under your shoulders. Activate your glutes and your abs to prevent injury, and make sure your glutes are down and not pointed up. Shift side to side while moving your right hand and foot to the right. Lift your left hand and your foot to meet in the center and return to your plank position. Next, we have vacuums for 45 seconds. This one can be a little challenging if you haven't done it before, but vacuums can strengthen your core like no other. You'll want to lay flat on the floor and release all the air out of your belly. Then after you've let all the air out, breathe in again and pull in the air up towards your belly button, and imagine your belly button is touching the back of your spine. A good goal here is to aim for 15 seconds. Next, we have knee to elbow planks for 45 seconds. Start in a high plank position, and what you're going to do is bring your knee and twist to the opposite side. Now, if it's too challenging to do it to the opposite side, you can do your knee to the same side. Next, we have flutter kicks for 45 seconds. You'll want to lay on the ground with your hands under your glutes. Lift your legs off the ground, but still keeping them relatively low. You're going to start fluttering your legs back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And if you want to make it more challenging, you can take your hands out from under your glutes if you fancy like that. Next, we have penguins for 45 seconds. You'll want to lay flat on your back with your knees up and bent. You'll then lift your head and your shoulders off the ground and twist back and forth, reaching for your ankle on either side. You're gonna be looking like a penguin. Now we have bicycle crunches for 45 seconds. Lie on your back on the floor with your knees slightly bent towards you. And then you're going to have your arms behind your head And then what you're going to do is you're going to touch your left arm to your right leg and vice versa, and continue that for the 45 seconds. We are almost done, guys. Last thing, we have alternating leg lifts for 45 seconds. You'll start with your back on the floor and you'll bring one leg up, then have the other leg meet it, one leg down, then have the other leg meet it. Repeat this pattern for the full 45 seconds. We're done! Oh my God. That was terrible in the best way. Well guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. We got a couple different things coming for the body section of the Monarch series, so I'm still out of breath. I love you all so much, and you are more powerful than you think. Bye!